que we are now recording live. If for some reason you are ever out, I was telling people this, I'm starting to record the lessons daily, the most important parts, and I'm posting them on Schoology, okay? Especially because I know y'all ain't gonna come to tutoring because very few people came last time. And yeah, I was always here after school. I was here in the morning. Q2 was a little bit better about showing up for tutoring. Yes, sir. You see that in the front of the cart, there's a little white container right to the next one is the pencils, the little pencils. Yeah, there you go. That's all I got. You need something? Oh, paper over there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start with our process. Class. Yes. Class. Yes. Thank you. What I'm gonna ask you to do now is I want you to share with your partner or group of 4, and then Alexis, you can just like turn around and talk to Christian. That would be great. Don't have to go much place. I'm just gonna scan the room and make sure. As long as you're in groups of 3s, that's fine. Take turns talking to each other. Be honest about what you're sharing. One person is going to write down on the table and pass these out. Check your table to see that you have the dry erase. Okay. On that, one person is going to write down what your group said. Okay. If it's a uniform, we're all one because of this. Okay. If it's a mix, like some of us are 1, some of us are 2, some of us are 5, then explain that in your response. Okay? And then don't forget that one person is going to be the person that shares out your unified response. Okay? While you're doing that and talking to each other, I'm going to come around and give you some markers. Make sure, check your table if you have markers already on the table. I'm going to set the timer for, let's do 2 minutes. And you may start. Oh yeah, if you want to join this table for the rest of the day, yeah, just know that. Answer. Yeah, whatever you said together. If you're like around the same, you can say we both said blah blah blah. Don't forget to write your response right here. Familiar with them, but you don't know names, people, or stuff like that. Oh, sorry. Okay. Right here. You write your response, what you guys shared out. So if Edgardo is, I don't know what he said, a 2, why he said that, Ruby, a 1, why she said that, and you. Okay, so if you and Ruby are both 1s, then you would say Ruby and I are both 1 because. Class.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna start sharing out each table, share out. We're moving into, instead of pairs, you're gonna start now sharing in your whole table and recording it right here. So make sure that you have something to share out right here. This is important because this helps me assess where everyone is with the topic. Like I can go deep on the topic or I can do surface. If all of you guys are 5s, why would I spend 2 weeks talking about it, right? But if a lot of you guys are 1s, 2s, like you know something but not everything, that's when we go dive deep into this topic. So I'm gonna start off with this table right here. Can you tell me where you fell? Can you share out what you guys shared in your tables about your knowledge of the Civil War? Okay. Thank you. Next table over, Gerardo, Allen, and Bethany. A 2 or 3? A 3? Oh, a 2. Okay, thank you. Back table? Okay, so know very little about it. Okay. Angel and Citlali. You forgot what? What it was about. Like you learned it at some point, but now you don't remember. Okay. This table right here, Edgardo, Veronica, and Ruby. Huh? Okay. He what? Very little. Okay, last table. You know of it. 2? Okay. All right, so we never watched the Civil War, Captain America Civil War? Did we? No? I'm just saying, you at least know the war right there. Okay. Does anyone know what type of war it is when it says, when it's a civil war? It's internal.
Yeah.
So it means that it's an internal war within it. The country is fighting with itself. Okay, when it's a civil war. Like Latin America had many civil wars. Like Guatemala, Salvador, Mexico had one. Like currently there's a lot of civil wars in other countries. Okay? Internal means it is happening within. No one's coming over to attack the country. The country is falling apart and divided. Okay, so that's what a civil war is. So I just want to make sure that we're gonna start off right there. Okay, so leading us into what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna do a unit overview. So we're gonna talk about what this unit is gonna be about. We're gonna do a vocabulary sort where you're gonna learn 4 key words related to the unit. And if we have time, and I believe we will, we're gonna talk about Emancipation Proclamation by Abraham Lincoln. We're gonna start there. That doesn't mean it's gonna be all about Abraham, okay? Here, we're gonna practice teach okay after I have finished teaching you this part. So unit 3 is going to be, the goal is primarily to learn about the unsung heroes and the untold story that is not found in your textbook. So I'm not gonna teach you the traditional Civil War that comes from your textbook, okay? How? Number 1, students will engage in interactive activities that will support historical thinking and argumentation, okay? Number 2, students will gather evidence to answer the essential question of the unit. Number 3, students will read and analyze primary sources to arrive to an understanding of the Civil War, okay? There are 3 questions that you need to remember. The driving question is related to the quarter question, which is how can students use the past to transform the present? This is going to ultimately lead to a project-based learning that you're going to do the second unit. You're going to start off on that, but it's going to be in conjunction with English, okay? Number 2, in what ways is racism woven into the fabric of American institutions? Where do you see evidence of this today? Okay? And the essential question for this unit is who freed the slaves? We're going to be exploring this question and really try to find out who were the people that freed the slaves, okay? And you're gonna grapple with this question throughout the unit, okay? In front of you, you're gonna see this yellow paper that I gave you. This is your guide to the unit, okay? The other thing I want you to pay attention to is the learning targets, okay? Argumentation, you're going to write an essay, okay? Of course you are. Number 2, LT2, you're going to have a timed essay. So that essay is going to be timed. This is something we practiced last quarter. We haven't mastered it yet, so there's no way we're going to abandon it yet. You have to practice in order to master something. LT3, speaking and listening, Socratic seminar. We're going to have a Socratic seminar. That's when we engage in a discussion. Yeah, like the last time. But again, we haven't mastered it, so we have to try it again. Citation is going to be through the essay and the Socratic seminar. So that learning target will be playing a role throughout. And last, organization of ideas. So how you organize your essay and also how you articulate yourself in an organized way, okay? So all of this is taken from last quarter based on the assessments I did with you and where you were last quarter. We're picking up so that we can practice these skills again one more time to see where you land at the end of this course, okay? Strategies are not different, topics are different, okay? So are there any questions before you start teach okay? So class, with your partner, you're going to teach each other the learning objective for the unit, the how for the unit, the driving question for the unit, the essential question, as well as the learning targets and the summative assessment. Make sure that you are telling your partner, what is this unit gonna be about? In case you cannot see, hopefully you can see this little paper in front of you. This is there for your guide, okay? You're gonna talk for like about a minute, each taking turns explaining it, even if it gets repetitive. On 3, 1, 2, 3, teach. Let's try that again. On 3, 1, 2, 3, teach. That's a point for me. Thank you.
How we cover what?
You do get some points for the class, but we're struggling for the other stuff. So I should hear talking, explaining. You should be talking to each other, telling each other who's gonna start right here. I explained it. Learning objectives, how, learning questions, essential, learning targets, I'm gonna explain that. This unit is gonna be about fine, explain it. What are you gonna cover? Today? No, that's it. Class. Class.
Yes.
Okay, that was better. Got you.
Yes, I did.
Okay. But some of us are struggling to actually teach the stuff that I was telling you. I said learning objective, the how, the driving question, the essential question, learning targets, and summative assessment. This is important for you to know so that you later don't ask me, Miss, what's the final? Okay? That's what it's important. Okay? And I definitely don't want you to tell me, you never told us that was our final. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you where it's leading. I'm telling you that you're going to have to do some thinking, okay? Remember, this is history. Okay, so we're gonna get started. The first thing I wanna tell you is that little handout that you have is gonna go on page 16, okay? Every handout I give you has to have a page. This is why organization is critical for you, okay? As soon as I give you something, it goes on a page, okay? So your do now was on page 15. Right next to it, you should paste this yellow paper, okay? And you're gonna paste it right there. You're gonna put the title of the handout. Make sure you date it. Yes, you can if you need it. I'm gonna show you through my lens. Okay, so look, I did a bad job at pasting it because I did not give myself good enough room right here to write, but I'm gonna write anyways, and I'm gonna write unit 3. Guide. Okay, and I'm gonna put the date. Today is the 18th, 2022. Okay. Right next to that was do now number what? Number 5, and you should have dated it too. Okay. I don't have time to copy it right now, but I do need to make sure that it is in here. Okay. That puts us on page 17. So we're gonna start this unit on page 17. Make sure you do this as we go. Every time I do something, every time I want you to do your notebook, I'm gonna show you how to do it, okay? Another thing I learned from you last quarter, I did not guide you enough in the notebook organization, so this quarter, I'm going to be really guiding you. So every step of the way, okay? The only reason you would be confused is if you're sleeping. And you could be sleeping with your eyes open, or you could be sleeping with your eyes closed, but you sleeping. I don't think I have everything in there, but mostly. I have the title. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving up. In general. You hear that? Oh, I said in general. That's a new name for gentlemen.
Yeah, we deserve a point for that.
Why do you deserve a point for what? What you deserve a point for? Okay. So our next task is gonna be vocabulary sort. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to copy this chart right here on page 18. Do not put anything on page 19 except, 17 except the title. I will tell you what will go in there after we're done here. But copy this chart. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to set it up. I'll come around and give you some rulers for your table. I'm supposed to stamp it, yeah. I'll come around. If you need more paper, guys, I'll grab some more paper. I said, well, the only thing I want you to do is put the title. I will show you what was there after. The other thing is I do, because you're gonna need a lot more supplies after class. I need you guys to be responsible and return all materials where they belong. Right now, we are copying this chart. The keywords definition and sentence. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Copy that right now. On page 18. Is this your 18? Yes, sir, right there. See, it says page 18. Where's your page 18? When are you gonna get it? Why not? You had it. You wait for the first. I will see if I can get enough of the last time before.
I don't know how this is.
You see the title? Okay. Copy it, date it, and then you're gonna copy that chart.
Yes.
Yeah,
Little shade.
I'm recording.
Yes.
What?
The little.
Oh, that one, it's not working, that's why it's not recording. Yeah, it's supposed to be, but it doesn't. So I'm getting annoyed at it.
Just slap it. Yeah. She plays with it. I'm bored.
Oh, there. Wasn't working perfect. I set it up and it didn't record anything. Technically should. Yeah.
No, I don't want. This is not the $100 bill.
I remember.
Yes,
Why-
teacher.
Why am I supposed to know that? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is Lincoln on?
The five.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I guess I don't even pay attention to it.
They're
Oh, I
going
know what's on number one.
First,
I know that one.
you know who's on the penny?
Yeah, it's Benjamin Franklin.
No, on the penny, he says.
Oh, the penny?
Okay, I know who it was, some white guy. That's all I know.
Oh, white.
The penny? Oh, white. The white guy with curly red.
No, no.
White guy. Said Brock. Yeah, what is Brock doing?
You imagine if there would be a civil war if that happened.
He went from white. Well, because Brock gets his own bill.
Yeah,
Put him on the board.
there's enough people out there who would not like that.
I don't care what they like.
Okay.
I used to live there. I can talk to you. Nothing. There's nothing.
Okay, come on, couple. I'll say right here. Can you put it closer? Make sure you write down the keyword and the definition. And then you want to take a stab at creating a sentence for each one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was about 10 minutes. Do we need 5 more minutes? 2 minutes? Who needs 5? Is there anyone out there who needs 5? 10? 7. I'll give you 7.
7?
7. That means everybody should be done with it in 7 minutes.